Welcome back to the CT Avis channel and Call of Cthulhu Christmas Special Part 2. We return to the adventure where things have gotten truly weird. As we continue to play on with Call of Cthulhu here, we can look forward to the return of hunters in the new year. Yay.
Yay.
And hopefully within the year of 2016, wow. 2026, we will wrap the campaign. But we'll see. Play it by ear. The point is to have fun. We are streaming here on YouTube. We are not yet back on Twitch. The other team, the Sunday team, experimented with dual streams. I don't know if you can say Twitch on YouTube, but I just did. So we may get back there. We may not. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know if I have the technical prowess to do that, but here we are today on YouTube on the CT Avis channel. John, would you like to take it away?
Yeah. Sure. Sounds good. All right. We are here tonight playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. And as Chris said, this is part 2 of our Christmas special, part 2 of 3, called Last Christmas. I am joined here by my friends, Matt Trombley, who is playing Professor Dr. Granville, a parapsychologist. We also have here Bob, who is playing Bartholomew Brick McAllister, a veteran soldier of World War I. Of the Great War. I keep saying that. We also have Tim, who is playing Anton Kuznetsov, our pilot and airplane mechanic from Pennsylvania. We also have CT Avis, or Chris, playing as private investigator Sam Slade. And we have Justin Riddle. Okay, didn't know if anyone was going to interact. Also playing bootlegger named Larson Shane.
Justin who? Who's this Justin guy you're talking about?
Who the hell is Justin? And lastly, we have off camera but viewing live, we have Rick, who normally plays Dr. Hampton. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Lockhart, thank you. All right, a little bit of a synopsis for last week's game. While enjoying a glass of gin and some snacks in the hidden speakeasy in the back of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers in the early afternoon on Christmas Eve, Larson Shane received a letter from his Aunt Eliza Hemlock, someone with whom he spent every Christmas throughout his entire childhood and teenage years. The envelope, however, was empty. Feeling a pull, or a call, to investigate, Larson and the rest of our investigators headed to the very upscale house of Aunt Hemlock's out on the outskirts of Foxfield, Massachusetts. While driving down a long dirt road through the trees towards her house, the investigators noticed a sudden change in the weather. Where it wasn't snowing before, it was now snowing directly around the Hemlock house. Approaching the house, they were suddenly greeted by Aunt Eliza herself, alive again after almost 15 years of being deceased. The house, abandoned for that entire duration, was suddenly looking new with fresh paint and Christmas decorations both outside and throughout the house. Wreaths, candles, ribbons, a Christmas tree, and even Aunt Eliza wearing a festive red dress. An amazing Christmas Eve dinner was set out for the investigators. A roast goose, roasted apples, mashed turnips, everyone's favorite creamed onions, oyster Rockefeller, candied sweet potatoes, and a full display of delicious-looking desserts as well. Plum pudding, fruit cake, mince pies, the works. But after some lovely conversation, our investigators started to notice that as delicious as the food looked and smelled, it didn't feel right. Rubbery, chewy, almost lacking flavor. Eliza noticed the change in their faces and took the goose back into the kitchen to finish roasting. And that's when the investigators were drawn to the study across the hall, where they were met by a giant of a man wearing a green and white outfit and a holly crown on his head dotted with candles. He invited them to share a drink. Some of the investigators also heard the sound of children coming from upstairs. At first, the sounds were cheerful and playful, but they quickly turned to the sounds of fear. Not finding Eliza in the kitchen, and frankly, finding the appearance of the large man in green a bit odd, the investigators took to the stairs to see where the sounds of scared children might have been coming from. They encountered a girl, afraid and cowering under a desk, who then ran into one of the investigators and then promptly disappeared. They also found an old wooden block, very real, that once belonged to Larson. But then they also found a room that felt unnaturally cold, where they each felt frozen in place and unable to do anything. And then they heard the sounds of heavy hooves and chains, but quickly the walls seemed to smear out of existence, and there was the appearance of snow falling upwards. And suddenly, the investigators found themselves in the middle of a light forest at night, where the ghostly girl in white ran past them and into the woods. But something was strange. The investigators noticed each other looking quite different. Suddenly, one of them looked like a lion man, and another looked like an anthropomorphic raven or a crow, and yet another looked like a giant turtle on its hindquarters. They were each wearing and carrying odd implements, tools, and weapons. Before much of that could even register, another child came running out of the woods towards them and was promptly ripped into two halves by an unseen force. And just to reiterate, I'll go back over what you saw then. You hear it before you see it, a clatter of hooves on the frozen ice, a low grating breath like bellows dragging across gravel, and the faint jingling of iron chains, out of rhythm like bells that have forgotten how to be merry. A shape emerges from the darkness ahead. At first, it is only a silhouette, impossibly tall, bending forward like a man forced to walk on two broken stilts. But as it steps into the faint ghost light, its features sharpen in terrible detail. A goat-like head, crowned with curling blackened horns, looms above a long, drooping tongue that sways almost to its chest. Eyes like burning coals snap open, fixing each of you with an intelligence that feels ancient and hungry. Its fur, matted and coarse, the color of soot and old ash. Thick iron chains hang from its shoulders and arms, rattling with every movement, each loop etched with symbols that twist your vision if you stare too long. But worst of all is the wicker basket strapped to its back. At first it seems full of shadow and unremarkable darkness. Then something shifts inside. A small shoe, a pale hand, a tiny motionless form curled beneath another. Not whole children, only fragments, remnants, shapes that suggest terrible endings without fully revealing them. The impression alone is enough to turn your stomach and freeze your breath. The beast lowers its head, inhaling deeply as though scenting you. Its voice grinds like stone splitting under winter ice. Naughty, all of you. The chains rattle, the basket creaks, and the creature steps closer, slow, deliberate, savoring the moment, its hooves cracking the ground like frozen timber. Granville, going over your character's stats at the end of last session, I noticed something we need to take care of.
Yes, what is that?
I need you to roll before we proceed anywhere, I need you to roll a 1d10.
D10. Okay. 10.
A 10. And just so you know, we are referencing something called the Bouts of Madness table. What I need you to do
Cool.
now,
Cool.
I need you to
Really
roll
chill.
a
All right.
D100, please.
Okay. I love rolling dice. Will this leave me damaged? Let's find out. Oh, it accidentally rolled 2. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Why don't you pick one?
I'll take the 56, I guess.
Upon seeing this beast come out from the woods, and then the moment you see that this child gets ripped in half right in front of you, you immediately hunch over and just violently throw up and vomit everything you ate from dinner. Not tasting any significantly worse than when it first went down, unfortunately. You suddenly have a bizarre craving and desire for fish. And I don't mean you want to eat fish. You want to see fish. You want to jump into an ocean and find fish. Suddenly you turn around, and even though there is a crow-like man standing in front of you, for a moment you feel like in each of its weird hands, he's holding a fish in each one. You turn around, and there's a strange-looking man in armor that you are pretty sure is Slade, and he starts to ignite something on his back that seems to shoot flame down, but instead of flames, it quickly turns into a pile of fish on the ground. You see this pile of fish and immediately find yourself scurrying through it with your hands. You don't know what you're looking for, but you're trying to find fish, any fish, the fish maybe. What fish? I don't know. You don't either. You've got nothing on your brain right now except fish. You even look up at one point. It's not like you want to eat it. You even look up and see
Just gotta have the fish. Just gotta have
the fish. You're looking for the fish. You even look up at one point, and at this creature that's standing there, that's got these furious eyes and this angry look on his face. In the wicker basket, it's full of fish. Don't know why. I need you to roll me a 1d10 and disregard anything. Actually, no. My bad. We're rolling a 1d3. So 1d6, 1 to 2 is a 1,
D6.
3, 4 is a 2, 5, 6 is a 3.
Dose.
Okay. For one round coming up, you cannot do anything other than you'll have to explain to me in some way, shape, or form once we get to you.
How my hunt for the fish continues?
What you're doing about fish.
Sure.
You are currently suffering from ichthyomania.
All right. I've only seen them live once, but I'll do what I can do. Yeah, you like that?
Pretty good.
Thanks.
All right. What are we going to do here? We're going to do this. On here, you're going to see... I'm placing some tokens down on the battle map. Feel free to move them about into a different arrangement somewhere in the same vicinity. And I will place another one here.
It would be nice if I showed any.
You still can't see?
I'm not seeing them.
You don't see any.
Oh, wait, no, I do.
Tokens.
Yeah, they're southern part of the
trees.
board.
Oh, now they
wait,
show up.
here we go.
Music should be slowly changing at this point.
It's a weird thing to chant.
All right. At this point, the turn order should already be in your current dexterity order, not necessarily the order of the dexterity your regular characters might be. For anybody viewing and doesn't know what the hell's going on, all of our investigators suddenly find themselves in the forms of their characters that they play in one of our D&D games that we are actively playing. With the exception of Sam Slade, who is normally our dungeon master, and since he is not the keeper for tonight's game, he is actually in the role of my character.
You should let me be Krampus.
Sure. The other thing, and this could just be something that we note. So everybody's combat spells in relation, or combat skills rather, in relationship to what you might have in the D&D game. The equivalent here would be adding 30%. So by that I mean, like Larson, if you are trying to attack with one of your weapons, like your halberd, use your fighting brawl skill, but add 30% to your skill. Now, don't go ahead and edit your character sheets. We're just going to sort of do some mental math as we go. That way we don't have to F up our character sheets. What I'm going to ask each of you to do is sort of estimate everything that your characters would have in the D&D game, your characters have here. I know that makes it a little bit more difficult for certain things like spells. But basically, think of some of the spells that you use commonly, and those are the spells that you have at your disposal. No need to keep track of things like how many spells per day you're allowed to cast. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense for everybody. And since everybody is sort of OP at this point, we're going to stick with the turn order as it's been created by your character's normal dexterity skills, irrelevant from what weapons they may be carrying. I say that because normally in Call of Cthulhu, if you've got a ranged weapon readied, a pistol readied, your dexterity normally, your turn orders normally increase by 50 points. So we're going to disregard that just for this, just for sake of ease. All right. Does anybody have any questions before we proceed?
Do I still get mad and make pixies appear out of nowhere?
Yeah. So that's just it. Is it's going to be a little tough to describe, but every one of you feels like you have a power within you. It is not the power of love. It is not the power of Captain Planet, but you do feel a certain power within you. So anything that you would normally want to try, let's go ahead and just try it. In general, what I will ask of you is anytime you want to try and cast a spell, you're going to be rolling, or any spell-like feature, you're going to be rolling against your power. And I believe your power will be added 20%. Sorry, so your power plus 20%, I think, is what my notes said. So on that note, we are starting with Larson, the present lion type creature. What would you like to do?
I imagine after seeing Krampus's revealing of himself with the violence and all that, allows him to be overcome with a strange bout of incomprehensible anger and enter the equivalent of rage.
Yeah.
Do I
You
roll
are
the
now.
power thing for getting mad?
No. For this, where you just have it. We'll call it a class attribute. So something like that you just have at your disposal. So you are now enraged.
Okay. As far as movement goes, how are we treating that?
So we're going to try and make this relatively tactical. And by that, I mean, you don't have to actually count out the exact squares. I mean, right now we're looking at what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's only about 40 to 50 feet away from just about everybody. So unless you're trying to do something strangely tactical, like running up a tree or running around him, try to estimate your regular movement. I think everybody's probably knows what their movement is in D&D. I mean, right now I know Arnold's like, yeah, insane.
He's the speed of Zoom. So I guess I'm gonna run up and try whacking him in the face with a big old halberd. Sort of sharpness.
Yep, and the one thing we will do is the same with Call of Cthulhu melee attacks. When you attack, the person you are attacking has a chance to either dodge, fight back. Well, those are the two big things. You can attack, you can do a special maneuver, and by a special maneuver, normally in Call of Cthulhu, that would be like trying to throw them, trying to disarm them. In this case, a special maneuver would also include any of the melee type skills that you would normally try to use outside of just directly attacking. And what that'll essentially do is if you succeed at it, and if it makes sense, it'll give you a bonus die to your attack.
Okay.
So we'll try not to get too crunchy here. We'll just try to keep it as loose as possible.
So roll brawl.
Yeah, so we don't even have to actually calculate the additional 30% because it's already showing it a success roll.
How are we doing the damage?
So damage is going to be generally a lot of the same type of damages that are in Call of Cthulhu for certain improvised weapons. For something like a halberd, we're looking at 1d8 plus your what's that called? Your damage bonus. So if you want, the easiest thing to do would just be rolling that separately and then look on your character sheet for what your damage bonus is.
Let's see here. Nope, not there. Not there.
Let's see.
Damage bonus 1d4. D8 and a D4?
Yep, and if you get what's considered a critical, that is in the oh man, why can't I think of the right term now? The extreme success. You also get to do impale damage, which is kind of like a critical hit. So that's maximum dice damage plus a roll.
Mm. So we got 8 damage that they add together.
Okay. And then you have more than one attack, right?
Yeah, he makes 2 swings.
Yep. You can go ahead and do again.
Good swing.
Yeah, so what I'm actually looking at here, it's kind of hard to see, but I've got, it's like actually a DM screen. but across the top of it is 0 or 1 to 100, and I can see what the what
Hard
makes a
and
hard
extreme
success.
successes are.
Yeah. So if your fighting brawl is 25, this would be a 55, and so out of a 55, you would need.
My
This is
target's
calculated as-
84 right now.
Damn. Yeah, so that's another hit. Let's go ahead, and he's not fighting back. Just another 9 points. All right, and you had 8 points before, right? Yeah. As you swing your halberd, you get a purchase on him. You definitely strike, you hit, you've slashed across part of his chest. You do feel that there's a little bit more to his thickness. So as much damage as you just inflicted on him, you feel like some of it may be absorbed by some of his clothing or maybe some of the chains. But he's definitely injured. We'll put it that way.
Alrighty.
So Krampus, and I noticed the token looks strange. Yes. Okay. Krampus, reeling from the blow, reaches down with both of his claws. And you can see him trying to reach down to, and again, this is your turn. You can choose to fight back or dodge. Either one of them involves just another fighting brawl check. But you can see him reaching down to try and grab you with both of his claws.
Too angry to dodge. Gonna fight back. That's my
Okay.
fight brawl.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead and roll me another damage roll.
Got the low numbers and swinging.
Yeah, now you're getting them.
We need music.
Do you not hear the music right now? Does anybody else?
Just a quiet piano.
I hear a pling.
Oh, that's
Long.
annoying, because on my side, I hear the combat music. Yeah,
You're hearing
so
there
there
is-
is.
that
settings.
music? Yeah, I'm hearing quiet piano plings and occasional birds.
It's rather
Oh, I just turned it up.
Sure.
Let's turn up your music on the settings.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
It's under ambience for me. That doesn't even make sense.
Oh yeah.
It's under ambient for me. It makes.
Oh, that is weird. Okay. Yeah, same. If I turn ambience up, I've got battle music.
Yeah, if I turn music up, I got static.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, like whatever background noise, like wind and.
I think
Oh, yeah.
music and ambience are backwards.
I think they are.
A little bit.
That's probably my
'Cause that's
doing.
just like natural white noise. Yeah. Okay. Now it's dramatic battle music.
All right. That was another 9
So-
points. Was that Red, or is that?
Another 9.
It's actually quite a bit. Reaching down to try and grab you, he completely whiffs as you you meet both of his arms with your halberd, striking him across one of his arms. Okay, who's up next? Anton. Oh, I forgot. I could do this.
Yeah.
because Tim told me how to do that.
So, nope, that's the wrong button. Gonna get closer to about here, and gonna have Anton cast static shock or psychic shock. What was it? Synaptic static. I'll get it right eventually.
All right, go ahead and give me a power roll if you could.
Is that gonna hit the kids?
Yeah. I thought they were just parts.
Well, right. Yeah, the kids that are currently with him, you don't have to worry about. And the one that was in front of him, also you don't have to worry about.
Oh, it doesn't matter because I failed.
Yeah, so in a case like that, you're trying to sort of conjure the ability to do so, and you almost kind of feel almost like a fizzle at your fingertips.
I guess that's pretty much my turn.
Try to keep these rolling quick. Sam.
Is Krampus considered a fiend?
Probably not. But
Okay.
why do you ask?
Because I wanted to know if I had to resist using the Blade of Garnu.
Oh, that's funny. No.
Okay. So I'm like, these are. What's this? I pull out the antimatter rifle.
Okay.
Huh, let's see what this does. That would be what, firearms rifle?
Firearms rifle. Yep, and add 30% to your roll.
Alright, so. Oof.
Or add 30% to your skill chance, rather.
So. My skill is 30. So. 6. I still
Plus
missed,
30,
right?
60. Yes.
But you get 2 attacks per
You
action.
get a 2-second attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, Abraxas is missing. There's a line between him and the target.
It wasn't critical. Oh, that was the wrong
I was
button.
knew
Anyway.
this day would come.
Oh no, it is.
That might be fun to have him roll luck, though.
Can you use luck on this? Or,
Yes, you can if you'd like.
how much luck do I have? Where's my luck?
So your skill, you said, is a 30, right? Plus another 30 is 60.
I have to
So
use
you're off by
17 luck.
17.
When does luck recuperate?
Sometimes at the end of adventures, but not always. Sorry.
I'm going to
Tim,
use.
Okay.
I was just saying it doesn't as far as I knew.
Yeah.
I am going to use 17 luck to hit.
Yeah, you definitely hit. Let's see here. And I just had a sample damage thing that I cannot find, so bear with me 1 second here.
This is why I gave you an antimatter rifle, so I could use it.
I've been treating it like, when you play a role-playing game and you get something cool, but you know you don't have a lot of ammo, so you hold on to it. You're like, oh, I'll wait until I really need it. And then you finish the game and you're like, why did I never use it? or you finish the Final Fantasy game and you're like, why do I finish with like 30 leftover tents?
Oh wow,
could've-
99 mega elixirs. They would have been handy to use during the fight.
Right.
Anyway.
Exactly. It's like, why am I hanging on to this? Okay, I think in best estimation, we are going to go with... Just had it. Okay. First of all, go ahead and roll me a luck check before we establish this.
Come on. What? Come on! Sorry, this is... My page isn't working right.
No?
Here we go. It just wasn't rolling with the mouse. 19 is success.
Okay. So you're going to do... You're going to go with the equivalent of an M79 grenade launcher, because that's the best thing I could find.
Okay.
So,
Sounds good.
roll 3d10 for damage, please.
Five Cthulhu 6. That's a 1. Damn it!
Yeah,
12.
unfortunately. That's pretty funny, though. You remember, in Call of Cthulhu, that's nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah. Can I still move?
Yes. As a matter of fact, just because this is something kind of unusual, how would you describe what that looks like?
Yeah. So he can sense that the hand blasters are there, and that's like the most like a handgun to him. But then he has a sudden knowledge that there's this rifle on his back, and it seems really powerful. So he's like, oh, how do you use this thing? He kind of misses with the first shot because he's not sure how to sight it. Then he kind of makes out the alien sights on it and sights down, and just as he's about to pull the trigger, jerk the trigger, he remembers, squeeze the trigger. You don't yank it. And he fires and is able to get a hit. And this blast of antimatter energy shoots out into Krampus.
Yeah, there's just weird looking energy that just arcs across. The first one, as a matter of fact, seems to leave Larson with this weird burny sensation along his arm. Only just barely. Maybe it left a singe mark on part of his clothing. Or fur, rather, if that's what he's got on his arm.
Why does that feel familiar? What's wrong with my voice?
But yeah, that second shot definitely like straight in the gut. Like, and as the strange smoke clears, there's a hole burnt into his clothing, and his weird fur is definitely singed. He doesn't look happy about that, and he roars in pain. And you asked if you could still move, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I take cover behind the copse of trees there.
All right, Granville, you're up. However, you've got something weird going on right now.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on. Tell me what you're thinking.
So I'm thinking that there's very important fish or fishes. It could be either. Maybe it's both. You know, I'm not really sure here, but I gotta find the fish, and I don't know what I gotta do. Maybe I need to swim with the fish, but maybe I gotta catch the fish. And going through Quiplik's inventory, he would quickly find a net, actually, a fishing net that Quip keeps in his inventory. And I think Granville would wander into... This is like a tree here, but I'm imagining if there are some like bushes underneath it, that he's sort of like wandering into the brush, and he like throws the net onto a fucking shrub. It's just like, maybe there's a fish in there. Gotta find the fish. And he's probably not fully vocalizing, but like mumbling to his fishes. Gotta get the fishes.
What kind of fish do you think you're trying to look for? In
I
this
have
case?
no
Or
idea.
what do you think you caught? Yeah. No?
What do I think I've caught? I think he pictures like a river trout
Case of
or
delusion.
something.
A river trout?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You probably at this point have this desire to show Brick, since he's closest to you, what you caught.
Sure. I Brick, I say, old fellow. look at this here. And I hold it up proudly in the tradition of fishermen, right? You know, look what I've got. And I will walk towards Brick, actually, too, saying that.
Brick, you see Larson walking towards you, holding up
Morgan?
in
you
his... Oh, sorry, Morgan. Holding up in his net something that disturbs you. Go ahead and roll me a sanity, Brick.
mean? Oh, boy. What did I actually catch?
So close.
Can't use luck on this roll, unfortunately.
Nah, it's fine. You know,
Roll me
you
a
see some crazy crap.
Roll me 1d4, please. Two. Morgan is holding up his net, and in that net is an arm. It's a child's arm removed from
Yeah, I
a child's
had a feeling
body.
it was going that way.
Morgan, on the other hand, is positive that it's a river trout, as you've heard, and is quite proud of it. At this point, you
Put up a bit of a fight, but, you know.
You feel like dinner is about to come up. You're able to hang on to it at the last second, but you are feeling woozy. You're not feeling right. But it is now your turn. You can still act. What would you like to do?
Boy. Get away from me with your find. Go that way. And, oh yeah, now I have to try and figure out what the heck I can actually do, right? Because I'm used to just blasting things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, signature move is the Toll of the Dead.
He's been hit.
So, yeah. So, I guess I'll hit him with that.
All right, go ahead and give me a power check.
Success.
Awesome. What we're going to do here... Okay. Since this is also kind of unusual, why don't you tell me what this kind of looks like? When I ask for these kinds of descriptions, it's not, you know, he's not dead or dying. I'll give you a clue as to if it's a finishing move. But since this is kind of unusual and this is Brick doing something he's never done before, what do you think this looks like?
Casting the spell.
Mm-hmm. What do you
Well,
think of it? Go ahead and roll me a 1d8 for damage. Okay.
I think he feels compelled to pantomime pulling on a bell, a rope for a bell, but like striking it towards the enemy.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he
mean,
feels
not
like he's. Yeah.
and say not only do you do that, like as he is like pantomiming, ringing the bell in his direction, you actually hear it. So does everybody else on the field in the forest. You hear like a dong, and you can see that there's a line of snow that sort of moves out of the way along the trail, along the path between you and Krampus, and you had him square on, doing 4 points of damage. Larson, we're back to you, or Arnoff, or whoever you might be right now.
Larnov. Arson.
Larnoff. You are toe to toe with this thing. You are the only thing between him and everybody else. What would you do?
Strange instinct to remain being the thing between him and everything else. Takes hold, and I continue to swing angrily.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
This. Suck it, nerd!
All right, so we are looking at an impale. So 1d8 plus 1d4, and then you roll 1d8 again. So maximum damage is 12, and you get to roll a 1d8.
Okay, so I just canceled the first 1d8 and 4.
Yeah,
Right.
just, well, because you're doing, maximum damage for that, so you don't have to actually roll that. So you just have to roll the additional d8.
12 plus
Jeez
Seven.
Louise.
19. Extra suck it, nerd.
With a side of get wrecked.
Give him the old what for?
Before I ask you to describe anything else and how that might look, go ahead and give me another attack roll. Yep. Go ahead and roll damage. That's a d8 plus d4. Another 6. Okay, he's not dead, but I want you to describe that first hit, though. What is that thing? What does that look like?
So I imagine, like, he probably looks back at everybody else for a brief moment, seeing, like, everybody, like, firing on him and whatnot, and he just kind of, like, really reels that halberd back. Get lost, monster! And then he just swings down, like, going for his head, probably hits, like, shoulder meat. Just goes super deep into his body.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I mean, not only do you hit shoulder meat, you have clearly cleaved off his right arm. This is our first time we've had a massive critical like this. You've chopped right through without any effort, as if, that whole stereotypical hot knife through butter. No effort, arm falls off, quivering in the snow.
Sit.
After you make your attacks, start to feel sort of a ringing in your head, and it hurts. It hurts bad, right in the back of your head. Like a headache, but almost like someone has just hit you on the back of the head with like a pipe or something, which is something you've probably had happen to you in your life before. And it definitely feels like that again. It doesn't do anything to you physically, but you can definitely feel a loss of balance for just a brief moment. All right, it is now Krampus's turn. With his one good arm, he's reeling it back and he's trying to strike you. Do you choose to fight back or avoid the attack?
Definitely wildly swing again.
All right, go ahead and give me a brawl check. Yeah, give me another D8 plus D4.
Nice.
So just so you guys know what I'm doing behind the scenes here, when you choose to fight back, what I'm comparing are the highest levels of success. So I'm comparing Larson's roll with the roll that I just made for Krampus. If you both succeed, we still go with whoever succeeded better. So we look at whether or not it was an extreme success or a hard success. And if not, there's an optional rule too. So if there's a draw, like if they're both successes, like a regular success, the optional rule is who rolled better. So in this case, Larson rolled better and was able to do damage back. If there is a straight draw, then the person who initiated the attack wins and does damage. If they both fail, they both miss. So does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You're just trying to basically roll better, which you did. Actually, both times, this time and the last time. So you've done an additional 9 points of damage.
In that brief moment, he's holding his head. He's just kind of fights through it and swings back at his other arm as it's coming down.
Yeah, he swings again. Let's see. Yeah, you've already fought back this once in the first time this round. So this one's going to be an uncontested check. And I just messed that up. Sorry about that. Hang on one sec. That's why. Okay. So this is the part that's going to feel like it doesn't make too much sense, but you take a hit. You feel like you've just been hit by... it almost feels like you just ran straight face first into a wall. And you take 7 points of damage.
But I'm raging, so I take half.
Okay, fair.
I wasn't sure if we were going to go that far or not.
No, that's fine. That's good. Remind me of things like that too. So, yep.
4.
So we'll call it 4 points of damage.
Good thing I have almost 300 HP.
And that's the part where I'm saying feels a little weird because it hurts.
I kinda figured.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Anton. So you felt your
Okay.
fingertips kind of fizzle, but here you are. What are you going to do this time? That doesn't mean you can't try it again.
Probably going to try. At this point, running forward and just. I've got a couple of swords at my hip and See what I can do with them.
Okay. Let's get an attack roll in here. So what is, this doesn't tell me what it is. What is your brawl skill actually?
48.
Is it 48? Oh, it does say that. Okay. So it's actually a 78 and you rolled a 70 or 57. So that's a hit.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
That's why I was asking. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you had rolled a 39, that would be a hard success, but it doesn't really matter. And then an extreme success would be a 15.
Okay.
This is going to be a D6 plus your damage bonus.
What would my damage bonus?
That should be...
Probably. Wait, hold on. Let me look at
Red, where did you find that?
Now, where did I find what again?
Your damage bonus?
Oh, the damage. So if you click on your character, portrait thingy in the middle, right underneath where it has your power, strength, dexterity, all that, it has
Mhm.
secondary attributes.
Oh,
It's the second one
D4.
down.
So a D8 and a D4, you said? Or a D6 and a D4?
Right, D6 and a D4.
D6, D4. Ooh. 9.
That's pretty good. And you get more than one attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that again.
And the other one had poison. If it
Ooh.
applies. Button again. Oof. Nope.
Yeah, 92 is definitely too high.
Yep.
He is fighting back on both rolls, though. Yeah, he connects. He reels back and hits you for 6 points of damage.
Oh.
So normally, when you take half of your damage at Call of Cthulhu, you would, or more, you would take what's called a major wound.
Mm-hmm.
We are skipping that for this fight. We're kind of
Okay.
using the hit points as we would in D&D, so it's really just kind of an example of how much damage you can just really take overall. But if you'll notice, I haven't padded anybody's hit points, so you are now down to, I believe, 5. 'Cause you took
Yeah.
1 before. Yep. All right, Slade. You feel in the giant gun that you're holding. You can you heard it go. Zzz.
No, I figured it was empty. Now, when you use your hand blasters, your finger blaster, does that count
Oh,
as?
No.
Does that count as a leveled spell?
No, that's actually a ranged attack.
Okay.
So, I think for this is probably your
Firearm?
handgun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, handgun, literally.
How do you heal people?
Yeah. Well, that's funny. If anybody has the ability to heal, let me know.
No, I meant like how does Abraxas? I know you do. Like you always describe loading up a launcher with like white liquid, but I don't know what spell that is. I don't see it on your list.
Oh, he doesn't have it right now.
Oh, okay. Well, then he doesn't have it right now.
He hasn't. Right, he hasn't had it since his last level. During the last level, he didn't pick that spell because every level you can change the spells.
All right.
He did not take that.
All right, so
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna go for slightly cinematic over completely strategic. I'm gonna fly over him, and with my action, I'm gonna take 2 shots with the lightning launcher. So 2 attacks.
Yeah. Let's do
And
it.
so that handgun. Let's see, where is that? Firearms. Handgun, which I am quite good at. So that's a 26 out of. If you add 30 to my target of 82, that's like impossible for me to not hit.
Right. We just call that a 99. So there's
Yeah.
a chance of failure.
Yeah. So the first shot hits, and I'll take the second one. It's also 2 hard successes.
Let's see. Is that a? What'd you just roll?
I rolled a 26 and a 36.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to check to see if they were extreme successes. They are not.
Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to click that again. Oh, I just hit the pip. Okay. Damage?
Yeah. For this, go ahead and give me. We're gonna do. It's 1d8 plus, or is it just the 1d8? Hold on.
It's actually higher than your regular.
I'm sorry.
Normally, your lightning launcher is 1d6.
That's funny. Nope, it is 1d6. My bad.
Okay.
That's strangely the same. So yes, 1d6 for both attacks.
Oh, sorry, I already accidentally clicked the D8. Forgot to unclick it. So the first D6 is a 2, and then the second D6 is a 3.
So it's a 5.
I move, but I have a bonus action. Can I do that?
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to attempt to cast Sanctuary on. I'm gonna have to say Anton now, which one of you guys is hurt worse?
5.
Definitely, probably Anton. I still got
probably
8.
Anton.
So I have to make a power roll to
And
do
I'm
that.
having.
Give me a power roll, and if it works, tell me what that looks like.
Failure by. Can I use luck on that?
Yeah, you can use luck.
All right. I am down to 15 luck. So that is going to work. And so you go, I want you to imagine this. You see this like arc of flame come flying over the top of the trees, and kind of like twisting and firing, blam, blam, with the hand blasters. Just pause in the air, and then he sort of fires like a little like light beam out and hits Anton and covers him in this sort of angelic glow, protecting him.
I like it. Anton, you've got this weird glow about you.
Interesting.
Granville, you find yourself standing there, for some reason, holding an arm inside of a net, and you're showing it to Brick.
Ah! Do I recall what just occurred, or is it like I'm like
Yeah.
coming
no, you
back
ab-
from being like, no, I remember
You-
what happened? Okay.
Yeah, you absolutely remember picking up a river trout and showing it to Brick. But for some reason, you're holding an arm.
Oh my. The trout has turned into a
That's probably accurate.
he like throws it net with the arm, and it just hucks it off. He doesn't want to be anywhere near that.
The trout was always an arm.
Well, I'll have to deal with that later when I can't sleep at night.
Yeah, we'll never talk of this again.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
I will say mechanically, you are now suffering from something called indefinite insanity.
Not that for me.
How that will relate for you will come into more play a little bit later. So, or if you suffer more sanity in the near future. So, outside of that, what would you like to do? You seem to have your wits about yourself.
What's left of him?
What's
Yeah.
left?
With his wits returned to him, I feel like Granville sort of thinks to himself, if he were himself right now, he would reach for his pistol and he would shoot at this monster, and that instinct within him to shoot is going to cause him in this form to try to cast the spell Guiding Bolt. So that's a power roll when we try and
Yes.
do magic. Okay.
And now, normally in Call of Cthulhu, if you're trying to do magic and you're doing power rolls and such,
Whoops.
you take a hit to your sanity, but that is not the case here. We'll go with the first one. That's what we've been doing. And what were you casting again? Sorry.
Guiding Bolt.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a D8 for damage on that.
Sure.
And for narrative purposes, describe what that shot looks like, since this is also unusual in this world.
It
or in
would.
this-
Oh, why did I accidentally double clicked the 8? It looks like.
Yeah, those both suck. Try it again. Just if you want to try doing a single click again, and if not, if it happens to double up, we'll go with the first roll.
Okay, no, I got just one this
Oh,
time,
so
and I
it's
still
same-
rolled like ass.
Same name as
so-
the last time, yeah.
Okay, so despite that, it looks really cool though. Yeah, Guiding Bolt is this flash of light zooms across, almost as if it was like an incredibly powerful spotlight had just been turned on as Granville reaches out his hand. And when it strikes Krampus, it sort of flashes, and then as the flash fades and your eyes come back into focus, Krampus is sort of lit up with a bit of dim mystical light glittering about them. And in D&D, Guiding Bolt gives advantage to the next person who attacks the target.
Very cool, because that next person is Brick.
Light him up.
Well, maybe.
Do something, Lunchbox.
Well, you see, that's where I get that compulsion to heal people. Because that's what I would normally do. I mean, how does he look? How does our enemy fare?
Scary.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, outside of being scary looking.
With his eyes.
Oh, all of you.
Yeah, he's. It's hard for you to
Arm in a
even
net.
assess. I mean, he's missing an arm. He's got a good chunk of his clothing and fur or whatever that is, the middle of his chest singed. He looks beat up, but he doesn't look like he's out of the fight.
Yeah. Like, I don't think. See, this is where my other character, I have all these wonderful healing spells, but some of them are time based. So, like, a prayer of healing is a 10-minute spell.
That would definitely take some time here, too.
Yeah, I figured as much. But healing word and heal are not. Nah, yeah, I think that's exactly. I'm gonna cast heal at Anton.
All right, go ahead and give me a power check. And roll
There it
D6.
is. D6, huh? Damn digital dice.
So
Because
Anton,
heal would be a straight like 80 points, hit points back.
is it okay?
Yeah.
Is it? It doesn't work by a die roll.
No, it's straight. It's straight. The lower one's 70, and the next one up is 80. 6th and 7th
That's-
levels,
We'll
respectively.
stick with a die roll, but go ahead and do instead a D8.
A little better.
And that was to Anton.
Yep.
Yeah, how do you describe what that looks like? Because that's the first time anyone's magically healed anybody in Call of Cthulhu.
Well, I imagine, kind of like how they described fairy fire, he would kind of light up just a little bit. Little bits of fire, light would kind of circle around him, and that's about it. Maybe a little breeze.
Yeah, Anton, you feel that some of the wounds you've got on you are suddenly mysteriously, almost as if they're being sewn shut right in front of your face with this weird fairy fire type dancing across the wounds, and you're not only healed a little bit, you're healed back all the way, right?
Yeah, 6 puts me. Well, it puts me at 11 where I started the adventure. Right, because that's what I got total 6.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So almost all the way.
Yeah.
Very good. Larson, you're up again. Big lion guy you are.
Still in the throes of rage. More swinging, baby. Seems to be working.
It's working.
Wiggle a hit. Oop. Taking 11 damage.
Yeah. Yep, you connected with that and just jotted down the damage. Go ahead and roll for your second attack. Very nice. Just so you know, I am rolling to fight back, and he's not besting you, so.
Of course.
So there's a struggle. He's, you're basically at this point. It's not like he can parry a halberd that well, but I mean, at one point he tried to parry with his arm and lost it, right? So
Judging by that extreme success, he might lose the other one too.
you might. So that's 12, and go ahead and roll me a d8 on top of that. Damn. I gotta do a little bit of math because this is different. So yeah, at this point he howls in pain. Like he just does this extreme roar. And with this roar, I need everybody to roll a power check.
Yeah, hard success.
Oh no. This isn't a
Extreme
violence related
success.
roll.
Hard success.
All right, looks like everybody's got it. Larson and Granville.
Mm-hmm.
So you take this You take your halberd, you swing it, and you gouge out like a good chunk of his midsection. What should be something like, intestine should be falling out. Something else definitely falls out. I mean, it looks like guts and viscera, but anatomically it doesn't make any sense. He's still standing there. However, his roar is a combination of something that sounds odd, like an angry animal mixed with something that almost sounds like a tinkling sound, like someone's dropping a bunch of metal forks on the floor. It just doesn't sound right. Both Larson and Granville, give me a sanity check. I'm sorry, I said sanity. My mistake. Give me an intelligence check.
Oh no. Oh, never mind.
This
Larson's
was
a smart.
for Larson and Granville, right?
Yes, and strangely enough, you actually want to fail this roll.
Well,
Oh, no.
fuck me, because I got a hard success.
Okay,
I was gonna say the guys with really big intelligence, apparently.
I have, yeah, no, my int score is kind of nuts. He was an academic.
the very idea of what is happening, and this is something that's going through both of your minds, the very idea of what's happening doesn't make sense. Suddenly, you both, the forest around you seems to whirl up in a snowy wind, and you both seem to find yourselves alone, but back in the house. And in or near that room that was really cold. I can't remember who was where exactly, so I know one of you was in the room. I think that might have been Granville, or maybe
that
not.
I
was in
don't
the-
remember either.
I was
I
in the
think Larson
doorway
was in
trying
the
to pull
hallway.
people out.
Yeah, yep. So, Larson, you find yourself in that doorway again, your hand reaching in to grab someone's belt, I believe it was. But
Yep.
your hand doesn't have any purchase. There's nobody in the room. And Granville, you're in the room, and you're looking around, and there's nobody else there with you.
Say, hello? Is anyone there?
Doc, what? Did you see any of that too?
It's that bizarre forest where we were strange beastmen?
Well, I think I was the weird animal guy. Where the hell did everyone else go?
Granville was definitely an animal.
Krampus focuses his attention now on the next person in front of him, and that is Anton. In front of you, you can even smell this disgusting goo, for lack of a better term, coming out of his midsection. But he reels back and tries to swing at you. No, I'm sorry, he does not. After that strange growl, he leans back his head, and he also almost makes this huge nodding motion, and his mouth opens up and his tongue lolls out without any you can't even tell what's about to happen. You just feel a sudden heat, and you see a gout of flame erupt from his mouth.
He is protected by Sanctuary.
How does that help him out?
You ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. The spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effect, such as an explosion or fireball.
Let's go ahead and do the equivalent of that. Yeah, sure enough, he reels back his head and suddenly seems. He doesn't have a confused look on his face because the only look on his face is one of pure hatred. But he decides to turn his face and he looks exactly at Sam.
Did I say that
And,
Anton
and
had
does the ex-
sanctuary?
and does the exact same thing. Sam, the best thing you can do right now, you can choose to dodge.
I will choose to dodge. Is that a dice roll? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's a failure. Can I push my luck? Or push the roll? Can you push that or no?
I don't think so. You know what? Let me just double check. No. Okay, that's what I thought. You cannot push attack rolls. Dodge is considered an attack roll.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure I was right. I didn't want to give you the wrong info.
Well, as a reaction, I can tell you right away I'm going to use absorb elements.
You will need it.
And I resist fire as a tiefling.
Mm-hmm. Why am I not finding the right thing to click? Because it is right in front of me. Okay. So we've got a roll of 10. You take 50%. So you take 5 points of fire damage, which you are absorbing.
Yes. So may I take none? Or what? I don't know, because it looks like you have to make a die roll usually.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and try and we'll call that a D6 and see how much of it you can absorb.
That's what it is in D&D. Three.
So you've absorbed 3 additional points. You take 2 points of the fire damage.
I have 5 hit points left. Great.
And
Oh, no, no, no. You stay over there.
You may
Dumb
prefer to
and
be
ugly.
Brick in this situation.
all right, Anton. How long does that sanctuary last on Anton, by the way?
1 minute.
Okay, that's going to last probably for the duration of this combat.
First of all, is Larson still there? Larson
No.
Granville?
Nope, you don't see. So if everybody else does no longer sees a lion guy, nor do you see a large turtle guy.
Okay. But I noticed that Sam just got burnt, right? 'Cause that was right in front of me, so.
Yep.
Anton's not sure why, but he has a sudden urge to start singing as he goes over to him to heal him.
And what is that number? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna cast Cure Wounds.
All right, we'll call that a D6.
Okay. Power.
Oh, wait,
first.
do a power check. Yes, sorry.
Oof.
Are you kidding me?
Oof. I could have used that.
Heck with it. That's. How much is that? That's. I can't math right now. That's.
That is,
It's 18 luck. I don't know if you want to spend 18 luck.
it's 18 luck.
Can you push it? Can you push it?
No.
Okay.
Because that's a spell.
Right.
Ah, heck with it.
Can you spend magic points?
No, not in this case, unfortunately.
Uh,
We're disregarding the magic points because it works a little different.
spend
in the
18
Norway.
and then do a d6.
Yep.
There.
Yeah, so how does singing heal someone? What is that, how might that look in this weird world?
Well, it's still touch, but he has a weird, like, he feels like he should be singing about healing you because he's a bard. I was just flavoring it.
Yeah, Sam, you start to feel sort of that tingling sensation in your wounds and the burns that you've received, and they start to look a little bit better. You start to feel a little bit better. Not back up to snuff, but you feel much better.
I say, chum, that's some fine elixir you've got there. In your gilded voice. Gilded voice? I just remembered that my original voice. I just remembered my original voice for him was the Mid-Atlantic accent.
Yeah.
Well, it's your turn, Sam.
Well, I can't have him hurting that little feathery fellow down there. So, actions. Speak louder than words. I will take 2 more shots with the lightning launcher. How would sharpshooter work in this case?
I'll give you a bonus die. It's probably the easiest thing on your attack roll.
Okay, because it's usually you take a
And then-
minus
and-
to your attack and
I'm
then you
sorry.
add to damage.
I'm sorry. What I meant, yeah, I meant that the opposite.
Okay.
The penalty die, but we'll give you an additional damage roll, damage die.
So I'll fire the first one with. How do you do that?
Right click, I think, and choose a penalty die.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Yep, it's still a hit.
And
What was the damage I
damage.
gave you before? I forgot what I wrote.
One
down.
d
Was
six.
it 1d6.
It was
We'll do a
1d6.
d6 plus d. Go ahead. I was gonna say d6 plus d4.
Okay. Total of 6.
Okay. Go ahead and do your second one.
I'll also do that sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Also a hit.
Yep. Do the same damage.
Eight.
Eight.
Little reticle forms over my eye out of nowhere. It's like, man, I wish I could hit this guy better. Oh.
Yeah, and like lightning arcs from your fingers or your palms, whatever, and strikes true. And he is looking pretty haggard, gross, or more so than when you first noticed him.
And I am going to fly this way. I'm taking cover in a tree.
Granville, suddenly you're no longer in that room, and you have popped back into this existence. And
Most
you see this
disorienting.
giant creature standing next to you.
It's not me.
You see next to the giant creature, Krampus.
You son of
Zing! Let's see. Confronted with the giant Krampus. Right in front of me. What would What would Quip do? You know what? Because it's an instinctual thing and it doesn't involve going into any of his gear. Not that Granville would understand what he was doing, but I'm going to cast Primal Savagery to turn these already, to Granville, monstrous claws into these magically enchanted acidic things and slash at the creature in front of me. But Krampus, to be clear, not Prick.
Yeah, give me another power check, please.
Sure thing. Whoop.
We'll go with the first one. Ah,
Are you sure? No, we've been going with the first one
yeah.
consistently. I
Well,
can't.
Can you do anything else if that fails?
Let's see. That is an action to cast. Sorry, now I'm thinking about D&D. It's an action to cast. If I usually have spiritual weapon prepared, which is a spell that's a bonus action. So yes, I could do that on the same. Yes.
Yeah, and if that's a bonus
Quip
action,
Granville
kinda
has spiritual weapon prepared, which is a bonus action.
Yep, kind of like with that sanctuary that I think it was sanctuary before. We didn't have the power check on it just because it was a bonus action, right? I think so. So Granville, no, you can go ahead and have your spiritual weapon.
Okay, great. I think it just appears like a giant Louisville Slugger. Just a big, huge baseball bat. Just appears in the air and smacks Krampus.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll for that.
Sure.
We'll just go ahead and do a fighting brawl check,
Yep.
as if it was you.
Yep. Fighting brawl. Continue to double click things. Oh. You can't. Can you?
You can't push, but you
things
can
down,
use
but I
luck.
can use luck. I'm totally using these 2 points of luck then. I want to hit.
Okay. You've hit. Let's see. All right, we're going to go with a 1d6 for this. So go ahead and give me a 1d6 damage roll. Yep.
Sure thing.
2 more points. Rick, you've got this thing practically bleeding on top of you. What do you do?
I have a voice in my head. It's not my voice. It needs to shut up. The bird of me would want to cast something like, well, Toll the Dead usually, but inflict wounds is also very enticing, but that requires me to touch it. So no, I think we'll try that one more time. The Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Extreme success.
Nice. What did I have you roll for Toll the Dead before?
That's a good question.
Was it a D8?
It might have been.
With an extreme success, we're going to treat this as if you got an extreme success on an impale, so we're going to do maximum damage and then roll another D8.
Okay. The spell usually is a D8 and it's a D12 if they've been damaged. Not trying to change that on you.
No, it's, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Slightly different numbers, but go ahead and roll another D8. So you're doing 8 plus
Oh, I'm glad this dice could show up and be part of the game. It's very nice to give me a 1. Seems fitting, actually. Once again, I'd like to remind my dice they used to be at the bottom of the river.
Is it because he's already hurt? Is there more?
Is there more? What is that? What do you mean?
Or is it just a higher damage die when you cast Toll the Dead on an injured?
When when
maybe.
it's when the target's already injured, instead of casting whatever a 1d8, you use a 1d12.
Okay.
Which I think my character uses 3d12.
All right, Brick. In your best description, how do you want to do this?
Oh no! Well, once again, I reach up and pull on the rope that isn't there. And the sonic wave comes right down, blasts him into a puddle, which shoves all of the snow out down to the bare ground, leaving a nice clean spot surrounded by a ring of gore, surrounded by snow. Of which I'm covered by some of the gore, obviously, because I'm way too close.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty disgusting. For a moment, the forest goes utterly still. Krampus staggers backward, talons carving trenches in the snow as his massive, goat-like frame trembles. His wicker basket, packed with gnawed bones and ragged scraps of cloth and bits of children, splinters under its own weight, spilling its ghastly contents across the ground. A deep guttural bellow tears from his throat, more like the cracking of ancient timbers than anything living. The shadows around him twist violently as if trying to pull him back into their depths. His burning eyes flare once, then dim like dying coals. Steam hisses from his body as if the very cold is extinguishing him. A thick black liquid seeps into the snow, which recoils and bubbles as though rejecting it. Krampus lifts his horned head toward the sky, defiant, wrathful, but then collapses forward with a crash that shakes the trees. His body decays with an unnatural speed, flesh dissolving into ash, bones splitting into brittle shards, and within seconds, all that remains is a charred patch of snow, the faint stink of brimstone, and the eerie sense that something ancient has just lost its grip on the world. And the wind stirs again, carrying with it distant bells, soft, metallic, and moving closer. As the last echo of Krampus's roar fades into the swirling dark, a sudden hush falls over the dream, a dreamlike stillness, so complete that it feels as though the world has stopped breathing. But then from the snow-laden shadows beyond the tree line, a hollow wind begins to rise, carrying with it the faint jingle of metal and the thunder of hooves, and the low rumbling of something immense moving through the sky, and a shape descends. A great 8-legged horse, pale as moonlit frost, lands without a sound, and upon its back sits a towering figure, a gaunt old man in a tattered fur-lined cloak, his hood shadowing all but the pale gleam of his single watchful eye. The wind swirls around him as he dismounts, snow rising in spirals at his feet, and he speaks in a voice like cracking ice in distant storms. Be not afraid, travelers. The beast you faced was but a shadow of the old winter. Your courage has scattered him. He steps forward, carrying a staff, tapping it lightly on the frozen ground. The night is long, but you have not been forgotten. Even in dreams, even in fear, Yule bears gifts for the brave. And he walks over to each of you with injuries and taps you with his cane. Gaze heavy with ancient knowing. You draw in a sudden and deep breath of cold night air and you feel invigorated and more alive than you did before. Come, the path ahead stirs once more. Wake from this veil of winter and return. He raises his hand and the dream around you splits like thin ice, light spilling through the cracks. The snow beneath your feet vanishes, the forest, the sky, all of it collapses into a rush of white. But then, silence. Except for you, Larson. You have a headache. Not just any headache. It feels like a pain you've never experienced. You open your eyes. Hurts. You try to speak and the sound hurts your ears. Your head throbs and you put your hands to either side, but it feels like an overfilled balloon about to burst. But then for you too, silence and blackness. You each find yourselves sitting upright in a small, dimly lit room. Each one of you is alone. A single desk stands before you, fashioned from some pale, unfamiliar material, too smooth and too perfect to be wood in some cases, and in other cases, wood. In front of each of you, there's a curious electric apparatus, shaped like a typewriter fused with a telegraph monitor. A sheet of glass forms its front pane, glowing faintly from within as if lit by bottled lightning. Across the glass panel, you see a map. It's Hemlock House, but rendered in crisp glowing lines, unlike any drafting style that you've ever encountered. And beneath that image, there's a small square window filled with symbols akin to mathematical notation. Numbers and tiny icons shift as if alive. Next to your right hand is a curious little contraption, a small box with 2 buttons and a tiny wheel that rolls between your fingers. It appears to control the images on the glowing sphere. Granville, you find yourself in front of you. There's a bowl of food that you find yourself finishing, ingesting as you stare at the screen in front of you. Slade, over your shoulder, you see a book written by an author whose name you're not familiar with. Larson, you find yourself in a bedroom of sorts. There's a bed behind you, and off to the side, there's a number of, they look like toy soldiers, some of which are painted, some of which are not. Anton, you find yourself in a room that almost looks like the living room of a house, but not one you recognize. And Brick, you're in a room as well. It's a little bit colder than you'd like, and behind you is a strange, what looks like a map of the celestial heavens, but one that you don't recognize. What do you do? You're all alone, each of you.
The box in front of me doing.
Well, you see an image of somebody that just spoke.
Hello? Start poking at the screen.
Yeah, nothing on the screen reacts to your actual pokes.
Do we hear anything?
You can hear sort of a soft, somber tune coming from the screen. There's an image on it that looks sort of like, almost like you're looking out a window at nighttime with snow, and there's almost like a breeze flowing across.
I say, anyone hear me? Fellows, are you there? I am in some sort of strange room.
Yeah, you can all hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. Where the hell are you?
Well, I appear to be in another room, and I don't know how I'm hearing you or you're hearing me. Oh, wait, there's an image of a very handsome man talking as I'm talking.
Well done.
Is that supposed to be me?
It's rude to talk when other people are talking.
I don't know if I can talk any other way.
Does anybody interact with the strange typewriter or the weird box with the wheel?
I'm afraid to, because then the stream might end.
We've added a whole new level of meta.
Yeah, anybody that just happens to reach for any of those, you see numbers appear. Spinning, clattering. You see polyhedral shapes tumble across the screen. I know that's not in this, but you do. There are words on the screen written in English, but what's written seems strange. You can see odd phrases like STR, EDU, SAN, and small images of the people. You've come to know your friends, the other investigators. But as you lean closer, faint voices whisper from within the machine, tinny, distant, as if carried on wires stretched across the void. But you hear a voice, not one any of you recognize, saying, yeah, go ahead. Why don't you give me a sanity check for me, please? If you could all do that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were hearing a replay.
Granville, you made that. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know, right?
Don't
Don't
fail
worry,
too
I'm
time.
gonna lose it eventually. All of it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, for anybody that failed, go ahead and give me a 1d4, please.
Oof. The oof is strong.
Anton,
Oh boy.
you can't seem to quite comprehend what's happening. I mean, you don't know where you are. You're lost. You were literally just a short guy with pointy ears and a really handsome-looking jacket, fighting some sort of weird beast in the snow, and now you're doing this. It's you can kind of feel. It's almost like when you're sleeping and you're having a great sleep, and something wakes you up with a loud scream or an alarm, and you know that it's a Saturday morning and you have nothing better to do, yet you still wake up at 5. It's that feeling.
It's the worst.
Anton, I say, dear boy, you are on mute.
That's good.
That is
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, Granville, And you're thinking, you think this might be some sort of like spirit telegraph. Slade, you're
Oh,
wondering.
right. Yeah. Granville might actually have theories about how this operates.
Yeah.
It's sending the
Slade-
mind waves over the radio frequencies, you see.
Based off of what you're seeing, Slade, you think this might not be, maybe it's some sort of like spying equipment, some sort of high technology spying equipment that you've never seen before.
I think there's TV lenses, not TV, moving picture lenses involved in this. I think we're seeing it ourselves, but not. I don't understand. Uh-oh, he's speaking Pennsylvania.
And that's what Anton says. Not sure what you're looking at, but it's driving you batty. And Larson, you have no idea what you're looking at. And you can't stand the fact that your head is throbbing with excruciating pain. And Brick, you almost don't care what you're looking at, but you have the strong urge to punch it and possibly break it. You all hear a voice, but it doesn't seem to be coming from the box. It's almost like one of your own thoughts or a song that you've heard and you can't get it out of your head. But it's clearly Aunt Eliza, and you hear, "Come home now. You've wandered too far." Panel in front of you flickers. Once, twice, the glow climbing up your face. The glass of the odd screen in front of you seems to melt into what can only be described as liquid glass that reaches like a tendril out to your faces, covering you and smothering you. You see black and white images of the numbers 0 and 1 dance around your face, and for a brief moment, you can't breathe. But just as you begin to panic for lack of air, the image shifts and the room melts away. The walls dissolve like wet paper, and you're standing in Hemlock House again, in your real bodies, in your real clothes. But there's a cold draft pressing in through the broken windows. We're going to do a scene change here. And if you'd like, you can click on the tactical mode to see what I'm saying. There's a cold draft pressing in through broken windows. The smell of dust and mold is unmistakably real. The floorboards appear broken in spots and rotten in others, the curtains torn. Everything about this place looks like it's been abandoned and left to rot and die for almost 15 years. You are upstairs in Hemlock House, where you entered the cold room. But one of you is missing. Larson. What do you do?
Hello? Is anyone there?
Larson, try as you might, you do say these things, but nobody else hears you.
I guess I'll try going from room to room.
Don't understand what happened.
Yeah,
Where's
each
Larson?
one of you is in that... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just. Where's? Can we move?
Yeah, all of you can move. The only one who can't move and that you don't see is Larson.
I'm gonna get the hell out of this room. You know what the hell happened to the holidays?
Yeah, all of you are back together. All of you look like yourselves. Where do you go?
Larson's not here. Do you think that means that maybe somehow we were living in a memory or a dream of a time before when he was a child?
Makes the most sense.
His childhood
food
not
was
right if have monster eating children thing.
You stay in the room.
I get the hell out
No.
of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting out of there.
And,
Maybe
and
Anton's
Anton really wants to get out of the house. He's going to look as he's going, but he's going to basically peek in each door as he's like looking for the entrance.
All right. So
Wait a
you
minute,
guys go back
Anton. We don't know where
downstairs.
Lawson is.
We'll get
that's
the
what I'm
car
saying. Look at
started.
Larson, just like
Well, maybe he's in one of these other rooms.
look quick.
Look quick.
Well, I'm not looking alone. And the guy who
I'll go with you, Sam.
How about you, Anton? Would you like to come with me? How much did we get healed, by the way?
He like grabbed your coat by the shoulder. Come, let's find quick. Let's go.
All right. I'm going to use my flashlight, my torch, and quickly kind of shine it through the doorway, not going into any other rooms, just trying to see what's in there. Being careful with where I'm stepping too, since the floor seems to be a little more rickety than I remember.
Is everyone with you? Well,
And
minus Larson.
Yeah, I think
We're all
we would.
pretty tightly packed.
Okay. Yeah, you go from room to room. We don't have to go. We don't have to describe each one. Each one is kind of as you see it on the map. They're empty. There's no furniture. What you do see are just pieces and bits of what someone has left behind. You might see an occasional shirt that's old and torn. You see a broken mirror on the floor of one room. Lots of cobwebs, lots of dust. You don't see Larson anywhere.
Lawson! Lawson, are you around here?
And Larson, you don't hear this at all. As a matter of fact, the only thing you can hear right now is a sort of constant hum that coincides with the throbbing. So every time your head throbs, you hear this loud hum. So it's more like a and try as you might, whatever you see or feel, I mean, you're in like a pitch black darkness. You don't feel like you're standing. You feel like you're lying down, and you can't move.
Not even my arms or anything like that.
You feel like you're moving your arms, but you can't see you moving your arms.
Try calling out. And Eliza? Are you out there?
And kind of like with your arms, you can hear yourself calling out, but you can't even feel your mouth making the words. What is everybody else doing while he's trying for this? Go ahead, Larson. Yeah.
I mean, after a certain point, I think he'd start panicking and just like struggle as hard as he could against the nothing.
Yeah, you feel like you're practically thrashing about, but you don't even feel your body moving.
It's like one of those sleep paralysis states.
Very much so. Everybody else.
Idea check. Okay.
Yeah, trying to look around.
Yeah, if no one else has an idea, we can give you an idea check about what to
Is
do.
that something to click or?
Idea is like an intelligence check.
All right.
But anybody else have any suggestions? You're upstairs. You haven't found anything in any of the upstairs rooms.
Oh, maybe before I do that, maybe go downstairs first, like the
Mhm.
dining room
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
closets.
yeah. Check around.
The room where the big guy was.
Let's go downstairs.
Alone and in pairs.
Good.
All right, you find yourself going downstairs. You've done a scene change here. Where would you like to check?
Didn't change. Or did it? Yes, it did.
Right now, you're in the
Dining room?
hallway. The dining room?
Yeah, I'd go to check the dining room.
Was that?
Yeah, let's all
That's
move
what
together for now.
We'd spent quite a bit of time there before. Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's stay together.
Yeah, you go in the dining room. You don't even see the dining room table, but you do see pieces of a door that's just kind of broken and fallen off of its hinges. You see one of the bureau was, or breakfast table, whatever you call that, left behind in really bad shape. There's a broken chair on the floor. There's a plant in the corner. It was a poinsettia, but it's obviously dead. Um, yeah, nothing else in the dining room.
Let's check the study where the green guy was.
Yep.
Calling all the time, Larson. Oh, then what's the aunt's name?
Eliza.
Aunt Eliza. Larson. Anyone?
You walk into the study. You don't get a response. You walk into the study. This is in more ill repair, if you will. The table is still there. There's lots of old papers and sort of office supplies just kind of strewn about. In the middle of the room, though, is something strange. A contraption. At first, it appears like a tangle of cold metal and organic tissue, fused together in ways that should not be possible. Its overall form is roughly the height of a man, but with no symmetry or recognizable purpose. Pipes curve into chitinous ridges. Rib-like struts form... Gosh, if I can only read my writing. Rib-like struts support clusters of pulsating nodules that glow with faint, sickly pink light. Every part of this device feels as though it has been grown rather than built. Thin filaments, some metal, some soft, almost fungal, reach out from the central mass like tendrils, lightly quivering, as though tasting the air. At irregular intervals, the machine emits a low, resonant hum, a vibration felt more strongly in the bones than in the ears. The sound seems to pulse in a pattern just beyond conscious understanding, like a half-remembered melody that never quite resolves. At its core floats a crystalline shape, geometrically impossible, an icosahedron whose facets shift subtly even when no one is touching it. Within the crystal, you see motes of light swirling like trapped fireflies. As you draw a little bit nearer to it, you see the motes change rhythm, flickering in a manner that feels disturbingly reactive, almost aware. There's a faint odor hanging around it, like ozone mixed with something vaguely earthy, mushrooms growing in deep caves. The scent provokes memories that don't belong to any of you. Mountains you've never climbed, stars you've never seen from angles that no earthbound creature could possibly know. Looking too long at the machine, you feel a creeping sense that it's watching, even though it contains no lenses or eyes. Its many softly throbbing components expand and contract in a way that feels disturbingly biological, as if the device is breathing, or possibly dreaming. You hear a moaning coming from across the hall, not from the dining room, but from the adjoining room next to it. Let me go ahead and show you a handout real quick, though. Oh, I forgot to share a handout before. Let me go ahead and share this, even though it's way too late. And I am aware of the time, but I'll... So here's this handout that I was supposed to share with you before. It's hard to tell, but one eye is supposed to be shut. And then you also see, this is what you see now.
No, thank you. No. Nope.
And
Nope.
you hear a moaning coming from the other room. As if someone were in pain.
Very quietly. Let's go check the other room. I don't want to disturb this thing, whatever the hell it is.
Nope.
It's disturbed enough.
You said it, Mr. Slade. All right, everyone. Nice and easy.
Anton doesn't
Go
even
across.
see anything. You see his head like shaking back and forth a lot, and he's walking out of the room as quickly and quietly as possible.
Like, Anton was already pretty noped out.
So you guys go across the way.
Yep.
Yes.
The rest of the house that you see is the same, old and abandoned. Remnants of Christmas decorations are scattered about, with torn ribbon, broken ornaments, a desiccated tree in what was the old living room. And at the base of the tree, on the floor, is Larson, lying face down. The back of his head seems to have been meticulously carved with a surgical accuracy, and two halves of his scalp are peeled open to either side of his head. You can easily see the back of his skull on full display. And next to him is a silvery metallic cylinder with a triangle-shaped design along the side of it, each point decorated with what looks like a symbol that you can't identify. But that's not all you see. That's when you see them. 4 of them. 2 standing, crouched over Larson, and 2 standing nearby. They shamble or float into view with a disturbing motion that suggests both insect and fungus, and yet neither.
Yeah, I'm
At first glance, you might think they were giant crustaceans, but the details slip and betray that assumption. Their bodies are shaped vaguely like enormous segmented husks, and the texture is all wrong. Not shell, not chitin, but something like pulsing, fibrous coral, faintly luminescent, with a wet sheen of cold starlight. The colors shift subtly, impossible hues that seem to slide out of your peripheral vision the moment you try to focus. They stand or hover on multiple jointed legs that move with unnerving independence. Each limb ends not in a claw, but a cluster of delicate, feathery cilia, twitching and tasting the air as if aware of your thoughts as much as your presence. Behind the main body sprout several thin veined wings, almost like oversized fungal gills, stretched taut until they hum. They don't flap, not in any way that a bird would, but instead vibrate with a low resonant buzz that you feel deep within you. The sound seems to slip behind your ears as though the creature is brushing lightly against your mind. Before I continue, I'm going to submit another handout. For some reason, this is a very large image, so Barrett, you can zoom out.
Oh,
The head, if it
Somehow
can be
even
called
worse
that,
than I was
is
picturing it.
Yep. Yep.
the head, if it can be called that, is a bulbous, lobed structure with no eyes, yet you can feel it unmistakably observing you and studying. Tubes, feelers, and spore-like protrusions extend and retract rhythmically, some giving off faint drifts of glowing motes that dissolve before touching the ground. The smell hits you next. A strange mix of that same ozone you smelled in the other room, cold metal, and damp forest mulch. A scent that feels both sterile and ancient, alien and yet familiar in a way you wish it were not. And perhaps worst of all is the impression that it gives. These things are not beasts. They're not monsters. They're not even an organism as your minds would understand it. It's intelligent. It is purposeful. And it is looking directly at you as a botanist looks at a curious plant that they might uproot or study. And that's where we'll call it for the evening. I want to thank all of my players for joining me this evening and for indulging me in a little bit of extra exposition that we don't always have, but I felt for a Lovecraftian story might be appropriate for this evening. So thank you again. And if you're watching this at home, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. We have one more part to this adventure, scenario, investigation, whatever you want to call it. That'll be next Wednesday. But Avis, CT Avis, if you would like to take over with some of the nitty gritty.
No, I'm too traumatized. I think I'm just going to end things. Yeah. We'll be back. Sunday, there is a fun shot going on in the place of Kingdom of Steam. Monday, I am running. We should air this Monday. We did not air it. We kind of did some session 0 type of stuff for a mini campaign on the Weird West. So that's going on Monday nights, and then we'll be back here on Wednesdays for the wrap up. Well, this Wednesday for the wrap up on Call of Cthulhu Christmas Special Part 3. We won't be here for Christmas Eve. I probably won't be here for New Year's Eve, so the holidays will probably be off because Wednesdays happen to be both Eves. So you'll probably see us after next week. You won't see us until next year. So with that, we'll say good night, everybody. We'll see you down the road.